Yo, what's going on, man? Today is January the 11th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show where I'm live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. Y'all know the vibes, man. Do me a favor, smash that like button as you guys join. I know I'm a couple minutes late. Subscribe to the channel as well. Turn the notification bell on, all that good stuff. Appreciate everybody for doing so. I'm a couple minutes late today. I had some family stuff going on. I know I'm typically prompt, maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes late, but I'm never 25 minutes late. We got a few games to get into. I capped the card last night, gave out a few plays. Probably won't add anything, but I'm interested to hear what you guys are on. Real quick recap of yesterday. Not the greatest night. We did make some profit, but it still felt kind of frustrating, man. When you spend this much time capping the game and you come out up sixth of a unit, like you almost make a unit, that doesn't feel great. But I did give out 7 plays yesterday. Those 7 plays were what did we take? We took the Pelicans, easy first half cash, half a point winner. James Harden over 9.5 assists, cash. San Antonio -3.5 cash. Made some money with the Spurs. Probably my first and last time betting on the Spurs, but had to find a way to fade Detroit yesterday. And then we got there with Oklahoma City and the Lakers on the money line, -1. I'm sorry, in the Clippers on the money line, -120 for another unit as well. The 3 losers, those are the 4 winners. The 3 losers, Philly +1.5. That absolutely should have been a winner. If anybody who watched the game, Maxey got fouled, going to the rim with like 1 second left. Should have been shooting game-winning free throws. Trae Young definitely fouled them, but they didn't call it. They go to overtime. Maxey fouls out. They lose the game. So that was kind of heartbreaking. And Embiid's still out. He's out for tomorrow already been ruled out for that game. So that was one of the losers. The other loser was Ben Mathurin. The whole world was on him. He definitely should have cashed. Played like trash. So hopefully, I'm not hopefully anything. That was frustrating. It was frustrating. He did get a couple buckets late, but they didn't really mean anything because he finished with just 16 points when the whole world was on him over 17.5. The greatest opportunity ever to go for 50 yesterday. But you see the Pacers looking like they wanted to kill everybody parlays. Nobody went over their points, I don't think. Everybody just kind of scored between 11 and 15 points. No offense. That was a defensive game. One of the Wizards' lowest game totals this season. And then the last play was the Toronto Raptors team total under 113.5. I thought that they were going to run out of gas. I thought that the Clippers defense was a lot better than that. But this team was able to push the ball up and down the floor. They scored more points than I thought they would. They made a lot more shots. That defense for the Clippers did not look as locked in as I thought that they would be. And that was a really, really frustrating loss last night. Just to see the Raptors on the second leg of a back-to-back look more energized than the home team that was actually rested. So, like I said, overall, we did make a little bit of money, but it was extremely frustrating. Today, we'll get right into it for the slate. I want to shout out Jamie Starr for becoming a new member and signing up. Hopefully, we can make tons of cash, Jamie, coming up. David shouting out Jamie as well. Says, happy Thursday. Appreciate you for tapping in. Jermaine, my guy. So because we're late, I'm not going to get to all the comments today. But Tasha, I appreciate you being here. All the regulars, man. Big Marv, Young Harlow, Jermaine, Kenneth, my guy as well. Tasha says, hate the Pistons. What else we got? Y'all just going back and forth in the chat. Raptors fan, Hude. Prolific says, smash the like button. Appreciate you for shouting that out, Prolific. What's up, Malik? What else we got? Fear Elite, appreciate you for being here as well. 2 Millie. Yeah, let's get to it for today, man. Let's get straight into it. Sean, appreciate you, my guy, as well. Cool says he says home dog Jazz are my favorite ATS team so far this year. They've been printing money. I probably should have rolled with them over taking Philly last night. Smoky Steam Bats, appreciate you for being here as well. What's up, Jabari? Appreciate you for tapping in. Let's get into the card for today. That's what the people are here for. First game up, and I actually got to update these lines. The Celtics game, the Celtics in Boston, the first game that was played today, I didn't have a strong look. I almost got there with the Brooklyn, with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I probably should have, because that looked pretty easy. But we have this line actually down to 2 now in favor of the Milwaukee Bucks at home. And I won't talk too long about this game. The total did go up last night. It opened at 239.5, and it's up to 245 now. So you see 6 points coming in the over, which makes sense. The Bucks are terrible defensively. We know that. We've continued to fade them. And then the Celtics should kind of run out of gas in this spot. We shouldn't expect the best defensive effort from them, being that they did go to overtime last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves, who was coming into Boston last night to try to end that win streak that they got. It's 18 in a row now for the Boston Celtics at the crib, and they're pushing hard. They're trying to keep that going. So looking at this game specifically, the first thing I kind of looked at was, and the Celtics have been really good, right? We got to make sure we mention that. The Celtics, looking at them as road dogs, they're typically not dogs a lot. We remember that Kings game where we hopped on the Kings early the night before when they were dogs, and they absolutely got smoked in that spot. The Bucks, they do get Damian Lillard, who missed the last game. They get him back. He was out for personal reasons. Also, I think Cam Payne, not sure how much he moves the needle at all, but he's likely to play in this game as well. For Boston, everybody will still be in this game, except Al Horford, of course. Al Horford's going to miss this game. He always misses the second leg of those back-to-backs. This spread was at like 6.5, and you just see it coming down, keep coming down. I don't feel like I like my money a little bit too much to bet on the Bucks, but it is a Buck spot. I'll tell you guys that. Even though the defense has been, really, really bad, the Milwaukee Bucks last 5 games, they are giving up 126 points per game. Opponents are shooting 49% from the field, hitting on 35% of their threes. They're allowing 13 threes a game. And we know Boston can really turn up. It's not the greatest spot for Boston. Outside of it being the second leg of a back-to-back and a third game in 4 nights of some hard-fought wins against the Indiana Pacers, the travel spot for me, not even from last night to tonight, like them winning in Boston and having to fly to Milwaukee, for me it's more so like being in Indiana the day before and having to fly to Boston, and then being in Boston and now having to fly to Milwaukee. This should be a spot where they kind of run out of gas. I did a lot of craze looking at this game, and really, I think the Celtics can win, but I don't want to put my money on it in this spot. I do think that, however, and one of the things I wanted to share, I'll do screen share real quick, and just to kind of show you guys what I was looking at when I was thinking about this game. I was looking at the Celtics in the first half. We know against the spread, this team is pretty elite in the first half, specifically against the spread. They still have the best first half ATS record, even though they didn't cover first half yesterday. I think they're still like 1 game above the New Orleans Pelicans, who did cover in the first half yesterday. We got that one correct. But I was looking at the Celtics this year, and them being on the second leg of a back-to-back, unrested, without Al Horford being a part of the lineup. I wanted to share this with you guys real quick because I think this could be the play. Maybe I'll put something on it, maybe something small. But here we have, let me screen share real quick just to kind of show you guys my thought process with the Celtics being such an elite offensive team. So here we have the 4 games where the Celtics are on the second leg of a back-to-back, and they are without Al Horford. So this is what I was looking at. This has happened 4 times: Hornets, Magic, Kings, Raptors. So you could say actually better defensive teams, because I would kind of argue that all these teams are better defensively than the Bucks. Maybe not the Hornets, maybe not the Kings, but we could argue that the Kings are better. The Magic are definitely better defensively. And the Raptors at this time, I think, were better defensively as well than this rested Milwaukee Bucks team. So look at this in the first quarter. This is what I was looking at. Let me just kind of enlarge in this real quick so you guys can see it. So first half specifically, the Celtics are scoring 33.5 points in the first quarter, 34 points in the second quarter. Their team total for the first half today is like 58.5. I think that they could score 60 points in the first half, especially if we expect them not to be playing as much defense in this spot. Of course, Jrue Holiday is going to be turned up in this game. You get Porzingis back, which should help defensively. I just don't like that they're at the major rest disadvantage in this game. Not too many times you're going to catch me betting on a team that's on the third game in 4 nights, second leg of a back-to-back, especially coming off an overtime game with how much energy they had to put into that game, because they should have lost. They actually should have lost that game. So if I had a play, I would stay away from the spreads. I would just take Boston team total in the first half to go over. Like I said, the number was 58.5 when I looked at it earlier. That would be my top play in this game. I also think that while this is, and not to be too long-winded on this one game, but while this is, second leg of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights, we also got to keep in mind Tatum didn't play 2 games ago, right? He played last night, but that last game in Indiana, he rested that game. Then also you got to keep in mind that Porzingis didn't play last night. So they while this is second leg of back-to-back, third game in 4 nights, when you really get into the intricate, the fine intricacies of this game, this could be a spot where Boston is still able to score and potentially even win this game. And maybe that's why money's coming in on them. I didn't play the game, but like I said, top look in this game would be Boston first half team total over. Like I said, the number is, I want to say the number is still 58 and a half. That would be my top look in this game. I'm going to keep moving because we do got a lot of games to talk about. Let's go through the comments real quick. So Young Harlow says Hauser should go off. I think it could be a Derek White game. I think with how bad the Bucks defend the 3-point line, Derek White could just let them things fly. And I don't think he had the greatest game yesterday, so I could definitely see that as well. Kenneth says like the Boston first half team total over. Yeah, everything's good, Young Harlow. I appreciate you sending out the well wishes, my brother. Everything is good. Like I said, it just required my time and my attention and my energy just for a second, and it was at typically the start time of the show. So yeah, everything's fine. Appreciate you for tapping in. Locked and loaded. Appreciate you for being here as well. Tasha, I think Tasha's one of the newest members as well. She says, I hate to bet against Boston, but Bucks have more rest. Yeah, they got a lot more rest, Tasha. A lot more rest. I couldn't get there either. I could not get there. Markel, we'll talk about this game in a second. What else? Y'all got anything else in this game? I think that was it. All right, so let's keep moving. Top look in this game. We'll probably be looking at Derek White threes. I couldn't talk anybody off looking at any of their threes. The other thing is this. If you're a Celtic, right, and this game doesn't mean as much because while it is the Bucks, you still got the best record in the West. I mean, in the East. You still are undefeated at home. And if you lose this game, it's a scheduled loss, right? But what I'm thinking from a player prop perspective is you probably going to have less legs, right? You're going to have less legs, which means you're going to shoot more threes, right? So the Celtics already shoot a lot of threes. I can see them really just hoisting threes. And the Bucks don't do the greatest job of defending threes, especially when you got Brook Lopez in that drop coverage. So I can see, those 3-point props going in today. Like I said, Derek White would probably be my top look. Let's go on to the next game, though. Tariq says he hit the Cavs. I'm looking at the Bucks for this one. Best by Itachi says, what up, Chris? He says, share this with Ski as well. Shout out to Itachi in the chat. Shout out to Ski as well. He says, since 2017, rested home favorites facing an unrested opponent, often overtime win, are 17-2-0 against the spread. That is a strong enough trend for me. And I was looking at that as well. I was looking at teams that was off an overtime game where they had their previous site, not the same site. So that means that they had to travel. Also that they had to come back because they were down by, I want to say 9 points in the fourth quarter before they made their run late. So I did look at that as well. Real quick, I want to pull this up, Itachi, just so people can see it. So since, and I promise I'm gonna keep going after this, but I love the queries and the trends and being able to kind of show people the mindset. So Itachi says since 2017, he says home favorites and rest is greater than their opponent's rest. Facing an opponent that's off an overtime game. So opponent previous overtime is greater than 0. And opponent overtime W and opponent previous won their game. So let's see. Did I get that right, Itachi? So since 2017, rested home favorites facing an unrested opponent. What did I do wrong? Facing an unrested opponent and opponent previous overtime is greater than 0 and opponent previous win. I messed up somewhere in there, Tachi, but I believe you. I know you're good for it. I just wanted to show it. Maybe I'll pull it back up a little bit later. Vaughn says, took Boston first half early this morning, over 58.5. Maybe I'll look at something live. Shadow says, what do you think about Giannis rebounds with Porzingis taking Lopez out of the paint? That could be a really, really good look. I could not talk you off of that. Giannis should be really fired up for this game. Hobby Noble says he took Dame over 23.5 points. He's a pull-up guard. Saw Ant last night and Holly and Ben Mathurin game before. Holly got hurt. He could have probably had 30. And then Itachi did drop the drop the trend for us. What did I do wrong? And opponent rest equals 0, and opponent previous overtime is greater than 0, and opponent previous win and home favorite and rest is greater than 0. Okay, so I did and opponent's rest. I just put rest is greater than opponent rest. So rest is greater than 0. Okay. And then I got an extra and in here as well. That's it right there. 17-2. Query says just take the Bucks tonight, man. It's a Bucks spot, even though they're not the better team. I don't even think it's necessarily close either. This is what Itachi pulled up. 17-2 against the spread and straight up in this spot. This is a more rested home favorite facing the team off no rest, and they won, and they went to overtime. So you guys can see here it's active for Bucks and Celtics. And the last time this happened, the Raptors did actually lose at home to the Clippers. So yeah, but 17-2 is a nice trend. Could not talk you off of that, Itachi. 2 Millie says, how do I become a member, Chris? So the link is in my bio. 2 Millie, all you got to do is click on the link in the YouTube chat, or you can send me a DM on Twitter and I can send you a direct link to it. But $5.99 a month to get you access to all my plays when I play them, and I appreciate that, my brother. Buck spot without a doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep going though. We've been on this game for way too long. I'm gonna try to be a little bit quicker today. So we got Blazers, and let me just check and make sure I put these lines in early. Let me make sure they haven't moved too much. Yeah, still 13, 12.5 at some books. We got Blazers and we got Thunder. So interesting spot for this Blazers team. Just because, well, not the Blazers team, more so for the Thunder, because they are coming off the game last night. Kind of hard fought win. They did get the win and the cover last night in Miami, and now you got a quick turnaround where you have to go and protect home court. Shouldn't necessarily be that difficult of a task when you're just playing against Portland. Portland's offense. So initially last night I was looking at this game, and I see the total at 233. I see it at 233.5 as well. And I'm just looking at how many points these teams have given up in the last 5 games. And it's a ton, right? You got OKC giving up. They're the third worst defensive team over the last 5 games, giving up 127. And, not too far behind, you got the Portland Trailblazers. Their last 5 games, they're giving up 122. So 122 and 127 equals 249. So this total should fly over. The reason why I couldn't get there is because even though I don't think that they will, I think that even though I don't think they'll play their best defense, I've seen this Portland team really just get their water turned off. Like sometimes they just cannot score. If you took the over in the Knicks game, they absolutely couldn't score. They really just struggle to score. They struggle to rebound the ball. And if OKC runs out of gas and they're not making shots in this spot, that's what kind of talked me off. The total did go in that direction though. And I think if I had to make a play, it'd still be towards the over. Definitely not laying 12.5 points, but OKC could definitely win this game by 15 as well. I just don't feel comfortable being the second leg of a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights. Player prop wise, Shea did stay under his player prop yesterday. If they really need him to go crazy, he could in this spot. But I think this is another spot where it could just be the role players, right? Portland's defense is not great. It could be a guy like Isaiah Joe to ladder his threes. He could definitely go off in this spot. Portland's defense is not good. They are going to be one of those teams that they'll give you their best shot every now and then. We got their best shot against the Brooklyn Nets when they took Brooklyn to overtime and they won outright as 5-point dogs on Sunday. Then you see them get smoked against the Knicks. Just weren't able. They're not going to be able to consistently bring that effort. Remind me a lot of like the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs will go out and compete, but when they're on nationally televised game, it's a winnable game like it was last night. That's when you're gonna get their best effort. So with all that said, I still kind of lean towards the over. I think it could go up and over the total, especially if OKC is not going to play, as great defense because they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. But like I said, I couldn't pull the trigger because Portland offense has just been god-awful recently. And I'm not sure where the points come from in this spot. Let's see what you guys like in this one. Go Young DJ says Celtics are good enough and young enough to beat a rested Bucks team with bad defense. Same Bucks who can't beat the Pacers and got whooped by the Rockets as favorites by 7.5. I would agree. I wasn't on the Rocket spot. I was on the Jazz spot. So I would agree there. Mr. Nice Guy said that Bucks line then dropped to 1.5. Did it really? I don't see 1.5, but that's crazy if it did. Really, really crazy if it did. I'm a spot better most of the time, and the trends tell me to stay away from the Celtics in this one. I may get there with Celtics early, though. Could not talk anybody off Celtics early. They could run out of gas in the second half. We know that they're not a really great third quarter team, and could definitely see them run out of gas in this spot. But I'm not putting my hard-earned money on the Bucks. I can tell you that. Let's see. Tariq says, I like the Blazers plus the 13. Still on my back burner, so he hasn't placed it yet. Coop says, I hope the Blazers can stay competitive and be a good dance partner for the over. That's what I was thinking as well, Coop. I could see this team scoring 105 points tonight. Hopefully they don't. I think the team total is like 108, 109 and a half. I'm not sure if they score that many points tonight. Wimby says SGA over 31 and a half points. He's going off after finding out Curry's stats ahead of him in the All-Star game. That could be a potential angle. I don't think SGA plays the game that way, but we'll see. And what's up to my guy LJ? He says, what's up, Chris? He took OKC first quarter. He says Portland is 6-12 against the spread on the road in the first quarter and 0-3 in the first quarter of their last 3 road games. No way I could talk you off that. OKC, if they run out of gas, it might be late, but this team is 4-0 to the over, 3-1 against the spread and straight up on the second leg of a back-to-back. So couldn't talk you off. Cam says he says it might be underground. So I'm on Chet tonight over his points and threes. So long as it's not a blowout, he thinks Chet has a big game. No way I could talk you off of that either. Let's keep going. We got a few more games to get to. So Knicks and Mavs. We talked about this game yesterday. This was the game for all the new people. I did a show yesterday, and I had to pause the show for a second so that I could go hop on the Knicks as soon as Luka got rolled out. And this could be the game where maybe the Mavs, do the unthinkable. We see it happen all the time. This Mavs team just lost to the Grizzlies without Jared Jackson Jr., without John Morant. So maybe the Mavs, all the money is going to be on the Knicks. We know that already. Let's see. 64% of 64% of the money on the Knicks in this spot. And not that I care. I just think the Knicks are the better team. And that's why I took them yesterday. I couldn't even give this out to the members just because I wanted to get it in when it was plus 1.5. So I got the Knicks yesterday plus 1.5. I know a lot of people probably remember that from yesterday. But when I looked more into the game, which I had already kind of handicapped it, I talked about this, right? It's a super motivated spot. Even though the Knicks have been playing pretty, inspiring basketball since the OG Anunoby trade, 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread. Opponents are 5-0 to the under on their team total. I just think that they can lock this Mavericks team up as well, right? Kyrie can go crazy, absolutely. But we still don't have the news, at least that I'm aware of if Lively is going to play in this game. I know he was listed as doubtful. I don't think that he's going to play in this one. Typically, you don't go from doubtful to probable to in, but I could be wrong. Did he get rolled out? Game time decision, unlikely to play is Derek Lively. And if you guys listen to my breakdown of why that Dallas Mavericks bet didn't win the other night against the Memphis Grizzlies, I specifically attested it to Derek Lively not playing. This team is not good without Derek Lively because Dwight Powell is not. He's not a true NBA center. I think Hardenstein can get whatever it is that he wants. Julius Randle can get whatever it is that he wants. Josh Hart can get whatever it is that he wants, like in the paint specifically. Because the Dallas Mavericks, the Memphis Grizzlies, without Jared, even with Jared Jackson Jr., they don't have a ton of like presence in the paint. They're not going down there and just dunking on people and getting to the rim and finishing at will, but they did against this Mavs team. And I think that's what we see tonight. Jalen Brunson, revenge game. You can use that as a narrative. You put OG Anunoby on Kyrie to slow him down as much as possible, and you just guard the three-point line. And I hope the Knicks are able to do that because sometimes that's where they can kind of struggle. But as long as they can do that, you got Julius Randle being back in Texas. I think he's going to get up for this game, nationally televised game. What I played and what I gave out to the members was the Dallas Mavericks team total under 114.5, and it's for all the reasons that I just kind of talked about. And I think it's interesting to know. I'll be short on this. I'll be short on this point, but I think it's interesting to know that a lot of the times when you want to take these team totals to go over, they don't always necessarily get there because the team that can play really good defense, sometimes they play pretty good defense. And what happens is you don't need to shoot the ball as well when your defense is playing so good. And I think that is what can happen for this Knicks team tonight. I do expect the Mavs to be fired up. They did get smoked in that last game. And I think that they come out with something in this game. But when I look back at the Knicks in their last game, even against Portland's not a great defensive team. I don't think anybody would say that. But the Knicks just shot 41.6% from the field. They shot 37.5% from the three-point line. So and they didn't get to their team total. They scored 112 points. They didn't need to. They still won the game by 24. So by 28. My point is that even if the Knicks don't shoot the ball well, to me, that's just even more defense they have to play, right? So that's the reason why I like this team total to go under. Like I said, just put OG Anunoby on Kyrie, slow him down as much as possible, and just guard the three-point line. All the Mavs want to do is stand around and shoot a bunch of threes anyway. That's with Luka or without him. So that's my thought process, and that's why I gave out the under official play for me in this spot. Let's see. LJ says OKC also averaging 128 points at home in their last 10 games. NLB, this is what I said. Mavs can't rebound. Smokey Best says no one will like the Mavs plus 4. Classic injured player theory game here. Off an awful showing versus the Grizzlies. Knicks a little too high right now. Yeah, you could say that, Smokey. Sometimes, man, it's really just what you like. That's all it really is. It's whatever you like. Some people were saying the same thing about the Pelicans yesterday. They said, man, don't want to fade, the Warriors at home, got some time to get right. The Pelicans flying too high off that 30-point loss to the Kings. And what happens? They smoked. I was actually frustrated. I won the bet, but I was frustrated. I didn't take the first quarter in full game. What's up to my guy S. Bryce says, looking ahead to tomorrow. I don't even want to look at that comment, Bryce. I don't like looking at people's comments before I actually cap the game. So I'll come back to that. Tariq says I hopped on the Knicks first half. He likes OG Anunoby points as well. Vaughn says I'll use tonight to watch Portland for maybe the second time of the season. I don't watch them often, so I don't bet them either. But there is money to be made with or against them. Coop says he likes Brunson, knows it'll be a popular play and don't hate it. A sneaky pivot is Dante DiVincenzo. Points, rebounds, and assists over 17.5. I cannot talk you off. If Tibbs loves you, he plays you. So DiVincenzo will be out there. And that enough should be, enough to get Dante DiVincenzo over the 17.5. Cannot talk you off. He says plays great on the road and a good matchup today. LJ says Knicks 7-2 against the spread last 9 first quarters on the road. 16-5 against the spread. 16-5-1 against the spread in the first quarter on the road overall. Brunson back in Dallas, no Luka. Plus, haven't lost since OG Anunoby trade. Yeah, I like all of that as well. Going back to last year, even without OG Anunoby, the Knicks were the second most profitable team on the road last year, right? We know that the Knicks were a really, really solid road team. So I like when the Knicks go on the road, man. It's been tons of, reports about Jalen Brunson kind of talking about how the team kind of comes together even more when they're on the road and, all odds against me, whole, world against them type mentality. So I like the Knicks tonight, man. I didn't take them on the spread, though. Like I said, I just played the Mavs team total under official play. And then of course, everybody know I played the +1.5 yesterday. Christopher says, I hope the Knicks just crush and stop and crushing. I think he means stomp on the Mavs for throwing that game on Tuesday. I kind of hope that too. They definitely killed me that day. Powell points, rebounds, and assists under 17.5 is tempting. I don't got no thoughts on that. Hobby says, Chris, I have a question. If you're taking them under their team total, will Hardenstein rebounds ladder be amazing? He's had like 17, 16, and even 20 at one point, I think. I think so, Hobby. I think so, man. Could not talk you off looking at Hardenstein to go over his rebounds. Probably like what, 9.5, 10.5? I think he can get 12, 13 rebounds in this spot, potential ladder spot. I wouldn't go too crazy. Scotty says 12 rebounds is plus 100. Jamie says, do you think the Knicks will cover or money line? I think they can still cover this number. I'll tell you this. I think the Knicks either win the game by 10 or I think that they lose outright. I don't think the spread is indicative of the game. I wouldn't take it right now just because it is the worst of the number. And like I said, you could have got it yesterday at +1.5 or even this morning. But I do think that they either win the game by 10 or they just lose outright. It's going to be one or the other. Tariq says Mavs team total is 115.5 on FanDuel. Are you concerned it went up a point? Not by my cap, Tariq. I could care less about the number, honestly. I think the full game total is actually going to go under as well. I don't think the Mavs are going to score more than 115 points tonight. So that wouldn't scare me at all. You guys just get a better number than I do. John, I just gave out a straight, my brother. Mavs team total under. Raptors fan, last one. Mr. Nice Guy likes Kyrie over his points. Raptors fan says, what's up, Chris? I don't play nukes often, but I am sprinkling on Derek White, Eric Gordon, and Isaiah Joe, and Quentin Grimes, all for 4 threes at plus 46,394. There's some good spots. There's some really, really good spots. I love Derek White. Love Isaiah Joe. I don't know about Quentin Grimes, but I can see Quentin Grimes. He is coming off a good game. So, and then Eric Gordon, I know he was listed as questionable, but then he's off the injury report. Not sure what I would do with Eric Gordon tonight, but I can see it. Maybe Grayson Allen. Last game on the board, we got the Los Angeles Lakers, my LA Lakers, at the crib tonight, taking on the Phoenix Suns. This line open, in favor of the Lakers, getting a 1.5 at the crib. And now it's flipped to Phoenix being -1.5. This Phoenix team has not been great recently, but I think we should kind of pay attention to the money coming in on this game. Phoenix is more rested. I think that's a big point of emphasis when you rely so heavily upon LeBron and you rely so heavily upon Anthony Davis just for so much of your offense and especially AD for your defense as well. Phoenix is yet to kind of break out of that slump, though. They took my money against the Mavs against Memphis the other day. And then did we go official with the Clippers in that spot? I said it was a Clippers spot, and they absolutely smoked them in that spot. So 0-2 straight up and against the spread since they had their, quote unquote, big three intact. And now you see the money come in on them. They don't have a game until they play Portland. So this is a spot where they have more rest before and after the game. Typically, you want to ride with that team. Also, probably got a really, really bad taste in their mouth. The loss against the Clippers, I said this the other day, that was a scheduled loss. That was a 5th game in 7 nights, back-to-back with travel from Phoenix to LA. And now you get them against the Lakers where they have more rest, like I said, before and after the game. I think it could be a Phoenix spot. I'm not willing to put my money on it, but the play that I did make in this game, I took the Lakers team total to go over. I think that this is an over type game. When I think about the Phoenix Suns and I think about them specifically having Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker in the game, to me, it only screams over. This team is just 2-4 straight up, 0-6 against the spread when all 3 of those guys are playing. The opponents are shooting 51% from the field, 42% from the 3-point line, and they're allowing 123 points per game in this spot. So I think the Lakers should be able to score in this spot. The Lakers are also playing at the 4th fastest pace in their bottom half of the league in defensive rating as well over those last 3 games. The Phoenix Suns are. So I think, like I said, I think the Lakers should be able to score. Can Phoenix score? I think that they can, but I like the Lakers to be able to score in this spot. I took their team total over 117.5 early this morning, maybe like 1:30 this morning. My top play in this game. Couldn't talk anybody off Phoenix if you want to ride with Phoenix, but looking at this game, player prop wise. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick. The other reason why so I'm not playing the Lakers. I think that they, just Lakers have been super Jekyll and Hyde. They couldn't even cover against Toronto the other day. They did beat the Clippers back-to-back wins, but they didn't cover that second one like I talked about. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick, and the reason why I didn't like the Lakers. So these teams have played 3 times, and the Lakers have beat them every single time. Actually, 5 times in a row, the Lakers have beaten them and covered 4 of the last 5 spreads as well. The last one was that game where, who was it? Devin Booker, who didn't get the call, the in-season tournament game when Bradley Beal wasn't there, but they did have KD. They did have LeBron in that spot. To me, it's really hard to cap the motivation of the Lakers. And they're just extremely inconsistent, which is why I'm kind of off of this game. Could I see them beating Phoenix? I think I could. Could I see Phoenix trying to get off the snide, especially being the more rested team before and after? I could as well, which is the reason why I'm kind of off of this game. Injury-wise, Cam Reddish is listed as questionable, which that's even more minutes for D'Angelo Russell, which makes the offense, well, maybe not D'Angelo Russell, but if you need scoring out there, D'Angelo Russell could be inserted and you just kind of shift the lineups a little bit. But he is listed as questionable with some kind of face injury. LeBron James also listed as questionable, hasn't been ruled in, but we do expect him to play. This is a nationally televised game. I think this game is on TNT tonight. So for all of those reasons, like I said, I just kind of like the Lakers. I think they score 120. Maybe the Phoenix Suns even score 120 as well with their big 3. But give me Lakers team total over. Didn't really play any player props, even though it's probably tons to like in this spot. I don't want to bet on Phoenix in any capacity right now. And those are my thoughts on this game. Let's see. Jermaine says, and if y'all got thoughts, send me a request on Twitter. Get up a couple people real quick before we end. Jermaine says, the under should be a star play. In Dallas, looking at the trend of the 10 in Dallas, maybe a race to 100. Yeah, I agree with this, Jermaine. Like I said, I like the under, but I like the Dallas team total under a little bit more. Like I said, I don't think the Knicks are going to shoot the ball well tonight. I could be wrong. Rob Maddox says every time Phoenix wins against the Lakers is by double digits. Let's see. They haven't beaten the Lakers since December the 19th. They did beat them by double digits, 130 to 104. And they beat them 115 to 105. This was back in November 2022. The last 5 meetings, when they lose, they've lost by double digits as well. Every single 2 times they didn't, but 3 of the games that they did lose by double digits as well. So that kind of goes both ways, Rob Matic. David likes Derek White 20, KD and Bron 20. KD, Derek White, and Bron to score all to get 20. What's the odds on that? John says 234.5 on the under for Mavs. That's the only way I would play it, John. Only way I would play it. Raptors fan says I kind of like Chet blocks tonight as well. What are your thoughts, Chris? Blocks are difficult, man. I can't really assess blocks. Could he get them? Absolutely. Portland, they're a lackluster offense. It depends how hard Chet's gonna play. Chet has been playing really, really hard. I will say that. I would need to look more into it though, Raptors. I don't want to just be talking just to talk. EQ says can't trust the Lakers yet. My rebuttal to that, EQ, would be how could you trust the Phoenix Suns? We just had them against Memphis the other day. Well, I didn't even have them against Memphis the other day, but they just lost to Memphis the other day without their whole team. Got smoked to the Clippers. The Lakers can be a really stifling defense as well. So yeah, I just like the over. Like I said, I like the over on the Lakers team total a little bit more. But if you can't trust the Lakers, I know you can't trust the Phoenix Suns. Would be my point, especially with them being 0-6 with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal in the lineup. So those are my thoughts. Let's get to the guys real quick, man. Let's go Finesse. Let's go Dream. And let's go Flow real quick. Finesse, you up first, my guy. Talk to me, man. Happy Thursday. What's going on with you? I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. What you liking for tonight, man? How you?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. I'm gonna try to keep it quick. I got prep for the show too, but so I'm gonna start with the Knicks play to my boy Steven J. I don't know if you saw Chris, but we had a little debate yesterday. It was hilarious, bro. You know I love to hate Julius Randle, and that man loves him. So
you and me both, Finesse. I'm right there with you. I probably would have been on your side in this one. I didn't see it either, but talk me through it. Yeah, he's a homer though. He'll let you know. He'll tell you he's a homer.
Yeah, we're gonna start there. We're gonna start with the Knicks. I like the Knicks the first half.
Okay.
This talking about this game, so I don't know if you have any thoughts, but Dallas has been, pretty good in the first half, especially at home. They 8-2 against the spread in the first half, but obviously, Luka. This game stinks, right? The spread is actually coming down. It was like -4.5, now it's -4, even with all the injuries. I know they're at home, but the line absolutely stinks. I think if this game gets interesting, I think it'll be later in the game, second half. The Knicks have been really good in the first half, especially since the trade. Top 2 defensive rating, top 10 offensive rating. That's what I think will be the difference in the first half is defense. Dallas over their last 10 games, kind of middle of the pack in terms of defense in the first half. So I think the Knicks get it going. There's a lot of revenge angles that people are talking about. But yeah, I just think, Dallas already looks kind of clunky offensively a lot. And, no Lively, no Luka, obviously. I think it'll be easy to contain, especially early in the game. Just kind of honing in on guys like Kyrie mostly. So really like the Knicks first half, -1.5. I think those are -115 still. What else we got? So moving to the Boston game, I like a couple things in that game. So I like Dame, 25 plus points. I got it at -115. Obviously, you take your guards versus Boston, allowing a ton of proficiency to guards, especially point guards. Boston's actually not on the 3-point line as well, and Dame can obviously eat there. Our defense is. I'm hearing a lot about the matchup. Lillard's kind of public, so I'm seeing some pushback on Twitter about Drew and White and stuff like that. Hasn't really mattered versus Drew. He's put up great numbers versus Drew historically, and Celtics kind of play weird defense. Drew is kind of playing center field, kind of free safety. A lot of times in the paint, they switch everything. So I think Dame kind of hung first matchups. Last matchup versus Boston, I think he took like 25 shots, had like 26, 27 points, I think. So I think the same kind of story. Even if he shoots poor, I think he gets the volume. I think he can eat versus that kind of drop coverage slash kind of drop coverage, hunting matchups and stuff like that. I think Dame can eat. So 25 plus points. I wanted to ladder, but the value really wasn't there. Staying in that game, though, I like Porzingis as well. I took 2 plus 3s at minus 130, and I took 3 plus 3s at plus 230. I think it's a good spot. Obviously, over the last 15 games, Milwaukee allowing the most threes to centers. Over the last 7 games, they're bottom 10 in 3-pointers attempted, allowed per game. And it's just kind of classic story with Brook Lopez and the Bucks. They play drop coverage too, so I think the X's and O's make sense. And I think the pick and roll game, right? Running the 2-man game with JT and Porzingis and JB and Porzingis, or anybody, D White and Porzingis. I think the pick and pops. I think there's going to be a lot of space for Porzingis to work. A lot of attention when JT and JB drive off of those screens. And I think Porzingis is going to take at least 5, and that seems to be the magic number for him. I think he has 5 plus in like 6 straight versus Brook Lopez, and the hit rate with 5 plus is very good, over 85% this season. So yeah, I like KP. He's rested too, 2 plus days of rest. Good hit rate there too. So I like Porzingis to at least get the volume. Like that. What else do I have? Yeah, that's it. So Dame 25 plus. Knicks first half minus 1.5, and Porzingis 2 plus 3s and 3 plus 3s. So little short slate, try to find some value, and that's all I got. I appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, Finesse. Appreciate you as well, my brother. I didn't even think about Porzingis, Finesse. That makes a lot of sense. I was thinking your boy Derek White, just because it feel like every time I watch y'all play, I feel like he shoot more than anybody. Every time I look at the TV, he's shooting a 3-pointer, and typically they be going in. So like I don't even know what the number is, but Derek White be letting them things go. And I also think there's something to Finesse, like unrested players. I think you want to shoot more threes. So because you don't want to, put your head down and get to the rim as much, you're trying to, conserve your energy if you really want to win the game throughout. So to me, it makes sense. Y'all shoot a ton of threes and y'all shoot them really, really well. So it makes sense to me that y'all shoot even more threes. I kind of talked about that at the beginning of the show. So I could not talk you off. I might tell you on the Porzingis look, bro. I like Porzingis. Like I said, I might do a little Porzingis, a little bit on Derek White as well. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I do like White too. I just really couldn't decide between him and Drew. Obviously, you take your guards versus the Bucks as well. I think it's a good matchup for both, for Drew and for D White in terms of threes. But yeah, I like D White. It's 2.5 plus money. I think it was like plus 115 or something like that. So yeah, definitely could have told you over that.
Okay, one more thing, Finesse, real quick. Spread. I know y'all in a real bad spot. Would you put your money on the Bucks tonight?
So I was looking last night. I was up real late. I was looking last night. Line was like
6.5, right?
Plus 5,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's fucking ridiculous, right? So the books are obviously expecting somebody to rest, and I think the books got finessed a little bit, right? Because we're mostly healthy. I think it's Al Horford's out, only guy.
That's it.
The books expected one of our stars to rest. But even if that was the case, right, even if like JB rested or something like that, I still thought plus 5 was a little ridiculous. It's a tough spot. Back to back. Back to back with travel. Coming off an OT game was a really tough opponent. So situationally, it's a really, really tough matchup. I'm not trying to fuck with it. You know what I'm gonna say. I think the last 2 or 3 times you've asked me this, I've said, "Oh well, Boston spread. I mean, how can you not?" You guys smoke both times, so you know what I'm gonna say. So I'm not gonna say it. I think it's a really weird spot. Everything about it stinks. The back-to-back stinks. The spread stinks. So I do think, unfortunately, it's a game that Milwaukee wins. But I'm not running to the window to back Milwaukee right now. They look discombobulated in so many facets, especially defensively. Offensively, it's a lot of ISO ball. It's a lot of just hoping Giannis makes a play and Dame shooting 12 threes and hoping they go in. So I'm not running to back Milwaukee, but that is the way I lean, unfortunately.
Yeah. What about first half, Finesse? I know I'm asking you a bunch of questions. You think with as good as y'all been in the first half, you think y'all got a chance to come out and score 58 points, 59 points in the first half or cover that first half?
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say, but absolutely. The situation that we're in terms of back-to-back off of OT, and you said it, the first thing to go is usually defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's slightly, it's usually defense. So if it's even more of a pace-up spot for both teams because of lack of defense, Milwaukee's playing no defense already. So Yeah, I think that's the way the game goes. I think that's more likely the way the game goes, right? We play a little bit less defense. They're pushing the pace. They're scoring a lot, and we just kind of get into that back and forth scoring type of thing. So, yeah, I can see us scoring 60. I think a lot of teams could score 60 in the first half versus Milwaukee. But, again, I don't want to really fuck with it. I think it's a really, really weird spot. But, yeah, I mean, you know me. You know what I'm saying? So don't, bring the salt.
No, absolutely, Finesse. Now, I appreciate your analysis and your thoughts on the game. I definitely wanted to get it from a Celtics fan for sure. I looked at something too, Finesse. I was listening to RC earlier. He was on with Jay, and it made me kind of look. I had looked at this angle yesterday, but I wanted to look specifically in the first half, with y'all being unrested this year, and Al Horford, not playing on those second leg of back-to-backs. Y'all are 3-1 straight up, 2-2 against the spread. Of course, that's this is just not being unrested. This third game in 4 nights with travel, a lot of travel in there. And but even still, Finesse, y'all averaged 68 points, 69 points almost in the first half. And y'all win in the first quarter and the first half in those games by margin, by 6 and by 6 in both quarters. So to me, that's a tad bit interesting, and I really want to get there. If I had a play I would make, I think it would be just kind of stay away from the spread and still think y'all will be able to score against them and just take y'all team total in the first half over the 58.5. That way, if y'all do run out of gas, like y'all do in the second half sometimes, in this query, y'all only averaging 57 points in the second half versus the 68 y'all averaging in the first half. I still would be able to cash. So those are my thoughts. I think they kind of align with yours, and I definitely appreciate your insight, my brother.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me. I mean, the spread a little bit surprised me. Or winning by margin surprised me, but the scoring doesn't at all. We just talked about the lack of defense and kind of making us play that shootout kind of game plan in the first half. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Like it.
Yeah. Okay. I love it, Finesse. Dream and Flo. I know we've been waiting for a minute. I wanted to kind of hash that out with my Celtics guy real quick. Shout out to my guy Finesse. Make sure y'all give him a follow if y'all can. Shout out to RC for popping in as well. I see you in here, my brother. Let's go Dream and then go Flo. Dream, talk to me. What's going on?
Cigars, my guy. How you?
I'm good, bro. I can't complain, man. How you feeling today, Dream?
I'm good. But I was ass yesterday. I was amazing 2 days ago. Ass yesterday, so try and get it back. I got a straight bet and a couple blood money bets and some trends, man. That's kind of what I've been on lately when I've been on your show, so I'm gonna keep it like that. Straight bet that I love, almost put a unit and a half on it. Isaiah Hartenstein, 9 rebounds. His line is like 11 and a half, might close 12 and a half, but 9 rebounds. It's on DraftKings. 9 rebounds for Hartenstein and under 1.5 stocks for Isaiah Joe from OKC. So Hartenstein is in a great spot to get rebounds. I don't think Live is going to play, but even if he does play, I still think Hartenstein is in a great spot. I think he's going to cover his 11.5, but I dumbed that down. And as far as Isaiah Joe, he's under this stocks line in his last 9 games. Bunch of them been sweat-free, no blocks, no steals. Now, there's a caveat. We spoke about, I don't know if I did on this, maybe my timeline, but like Portland, they give up steals like this fucking starting lineup to get a steal. The last, probably 5 of the last 6 games, there's been 3 games where the whole starting lineup against them got a steal. So maybe Isaiah Joe will get extended minutes in a blowout, and maybe he'll get 2 steals in 30 minutes. Who fucking knows? But I'm just going to go ahead and play my trend. Isaiah Joe over 1.5 stocks, and put that with Isaiah Hartenstein. 9 rebounds, minus 125, something like that, minus 120 on DraftKings. So yeah, like that. As far as the blood money bet, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 2 threes and a W, and I put that with Julius Randle 3 threes. It's like a plus 700. Put it on my timeline. Shea Gilgeous has got 2 threes in his last 5 games, and 6 of 7. And Julius Randle, I don't know what his threes are, but I personally know Julius Randle, shoot coach, and his athletic trainer, and he'll be there today. So his trainer lives in Dallas. Julius Randle will be playing in Dallas. Julius Randle is from Dallas. And yeah, Julius Randle may just try and go for 40 like he generally does, but I think he's going to try and shoot some threes. I have no inside information. I haven't spoke to my boy in a few years, but I just know this to be true. So I like Julius Randle threes tonight, so that's how I did that. Julius Randle 3 threes with Shea 2 threes and a W. And a trend, it's dope that Did I get lost?
No. You good, Dream. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's just saying on my screen that connection's lost. And it's dope that Finesse just said this. So Porzingis, man, I was like on the fence, man. I don't know. I might get there now. But Porzingis got 20 points and against Brook Lopez. Let me just double check. I want to say 7 of 9. I'm pretty sure 7 of 9. That he's got 20 points when he's had to have first Brook Lopez. He's got it in his last 4. Like Porzingis in a good matchup tonight.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. Like when Finesse said it, it kind of jumped out the page to me too. Julius Randle 3 is kind of jumping off the page too. I know he's from Dallas and I know he plays them well all the time. I don't think I realized that he had 5 threes in the last game in Dallas specifically, 3 threes the game before that, the last time he played in Dallas specifically, 6 threes the game before that, the last time he played in Dallas. So yeah, he turns up when he goes back to the crib. As long as they cover by 1.5 is all I need tonight. But I like the looks, Dream. The Isaiah Joe is super sneaky, of course, pairing that with Hardenstein for Joe to go under his stocks. So I hope you cash, man. Like you said, some of those weird things be happening where he'll get, 30 plus minutes just because they're on the second leg of a back-to-back and they winning by 25 at halftime and Portland just turning the ball over. So hopefully that one cashes for you. I appreciate you sharing the looks, Dream. You'll bounce back tonight, my guy. You always do, man. Appreciate you as always. Best of luck. Y'all definitely give my guy Dream a follow as well. Let's go, Flo. Flo, talk to me. The Knicks play basketball tonight.
Let me just say, it's all love. And that's my
Right.
Never forgive him for making me the Julius Randle defender because I had the crazy. Man, listen. You say a lot of things about Julius Randle. One thing you cannot say is the man is a very good basketball player. He's about to make the All-Star team. He's been averaging 34 a month. Like, let's stop it. Come on. But anyway, let's get to the plays tonight. My favorite play from the game tonight is actually Vanessa's favorite player. It's Julius Randle. His assist at 4.5 was plus 120. I think it's like plus 105 if you look around. Last 4 games, he has 4, 5, 5, 8. Last versus Portland. I understand Portland's the worst team maybe in the league outside the Pistons, but he had 8 and didn't play a second of the fourth quarter. I looked at the Mavs who are like down to Powell when he starts to center. 6 games where he starts to center, they have the second worst defensive rating in the NBA. And I remember I was like thinking back to like last time when I was on here when I said, man, every time Julius plays a bottom 5 defense that's fast, like he always gets 5 assists. So I looked at it. He's played 10 games this year against the bottom 5, and he has 5 assists in 9 of the 10, and he has 8 assists in 4 of the 10. 5 of the 10, excuse me. So I think Drew mentioned it on his stream. I was thinking it, but I didn't say it out loud. But I do think this is like Julius Randle triple-double watch for like plus 5,000. So I might sprinkle like a Starbucks coffee on that because I really like that. Because the potentials are insane. Like last game, 14 through 3 quarters. Game before that, 9, 10, 13. So the Mavericks are very bad. I do think like this is a tricky spot where like everyone's on the Knicks. So that really scares me because whenever the whole community's on them, they always come up short. So I like that one. Second one I love the most is Hardenstein's rebounds. I took his base at 10.5. That's at minus 125. I know it's at 11.5. I still would take it. Like if you just look at like what recent bigs are doing, like Mets who only they had like 17, Gobert 17, like a couple 19 rebound performances. He has, I want to say, performances of 19 and 20 in 3 of the last 4. And last game was he had 14, but the fourth quarter was a blowout. And then they're also allowing the 5th most rebounds to centers. So I took his base, and I also on PointsBet put his 16 plus the 14. You can do that little glitch thing, and the next money line. And I did my little boost of the day, and I got plus 110. The other one I really like that's available is I had Dante DiVincenzo for 3 threes. 3 plus 3s and 5 of 6 versus Dallas. Since December 1st, Dallas is allowing the 7th most threes to guards. He has 4 plus 3s actually in 7 of the last 10 road games if you want to like bump it up, ladder, or use it for a lotto. And I just love the fact that like Dallas is giving up a ton of 3s. Dante is going to play 23 minutes. That's his role. He takes 7, 8 threes every game. We need him to make 3. So I hate to like keep giving the same plays every game because it's like the books are going to adjust. They're going to give me 2.5 minus 120 or 125 every game. Like you almost have to take it every game. It's going to take 8 threes. And the last one is just the system play. If you've been riding by now, you know it's 5 for 5, which is OG 1 steal, Dante 1 steal. Last game we had to put the Knicks money line to get it to plus 100. Now it's plus 130. I don't love it, but on principle, I had to play the game because it's 5-5. And Dallas is missing all their guys, and they're likely to be prone to be like turn the ball over. So the player of the day is Julius Randle, 5 assists. Finesse loves Julius Randle. I love Julius Randle. He's gonna get 5.
It's literally gonna make me root for Julius Randle so he catches take. Bro, what type of shit is that?
Hey, Vanessa.
Like he's the greatest player in the league or a superstar. He's a very good player on a team that's about to win 50 games. Like that's facts.
Hey, it's so funny because I mean, at least you're not playing against your Knicks though, Vanessa. Like that. I mean, like against your Celtics. That's all. Because I know you ain't rooting for them then. But
so like I was up, gave up that 3 threes and quickly 4 threes that cash the lotto.
Mm-hmm.
Who on the Suns is getting 3 threes tonight? Because it's always like some obscure scrub who like no one's ever heard of. Like 3 threes.
It's definitely gonna be somebody. Who you say, Finesse?
KD.
He said scrub. You said KD. Yeah, the Lakers are bad right now. They're really, really bad. Let's see. I think I really like Grayson Allen. I know he had a real big game against who did he have a big game against? He had a big game. Then he kind of went back, down to earth. But to me, I just kind of feel like with Phoenix, man, I don't like if I'm betting player props, I'm not. I just know everybody gonna get wide open threes because you're gonna have to figure out, like Coach Ham gonna have to figure out how he want to play, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. So to me, you're gonna have to, like put big guys on them or at least send doubles if one of them is, kind of cooking because they're gonna go try to go one-on-one. And if the double come, they're just gonna kick to the open man. So literally, you just got to be ready to catch and shoot from 3. And we kind of saw that, in spurts. I remember watching them play Orlando like 2 weeks ago, and they got out on Orlando, scored 37 points, I think, in the first quarter. And then they had another 30-point quarter. But then in the second half, it kind of slowed down. So I'm not sure. I like myself personally. I like Grayson Allen, but it could like legit be Bradley Beal. It could be Devin Booker. Like I think they coming for a vengeance for sure, though, especially off losing back-to-back games to the Lakers. 3 games to the Lakers already this season at when they won at Fort Health.
Yeah, you're like the Lakers whisperer. I'll never forget when you called that Mike Conley. Like you're like, oh, this dude always kills us.
He kills us, bro.
Bro, you guys played the T-Wolves like earlier this year, and I forgot. I was watching the game like, oh shit, I forgot to take Conley's threes, and old boy had like 3 or 4 threes again.
Mm-hmm. It just I don't know if we missed him in the draft, like back in 1917 when he was drafted or what, but yeah, he just kills us, bro. He does not like us at all. So yeah, we'll see how that goes though.
Dante 4 threes, Grayson 4 threes.
Dante 4 threes, Grayson 4 threes. Okay. Hey, best of luck tonight, Flo. I appreciate you, man. Oh, we got a legend in the building. Another legend in the building. Stem just requested up, man. Let's see what the Stemmy is for tonight, man. I got might be something I might be telling. What up, Stem? Talk to me, man. How you doing?
Hey, what's good, Chris? How are you?
I'm good, man. Talk to me. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Got a play for tonight that could be affected by a blowout, so we're hoping that's not the case. I still think it's worth a sprinkle, though. Jalen Williams, he's got back-to-back double-doubles, and we're looking at plus 1,200 for the double-double. Last game, 9 rebounds, 12 assists. The game before that, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. On PointsBet, you can take 8-8, so 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and you can get that around plus 4,500. Use your daily booster, get that at plus 5,000. Almost 2 games straight. Last game, he cleared it. Game before, 1 rebound short. It's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be a perfect opportunity for him to take advantage of an easy matchup and finally get his triple-double. So that's my look for tonight. Has a lot of value, but obviously has the blowout factored into it, so don't go too crazy there.
Yeah, that is. I knew you had something, Stem. I think I would have never guessed that one, but yeah, I have been seeing, checking J-Dub's, box scores. He's been doing a lot more facilitating, which to me kind of make me lean towards Josh Giddey. I'm not sure if Josh Giddey's assist has been impacted, but it feels like they should have gone down just because J-Dub has been, kind of willing and dealing. And if you can get Portland playing in fast pace, then it's something that absolutely can cash. So like the look there, Stem. I also like that you gave out the 8 and 8 as well. Not just go straight to the double-double, but kind of, dabble in with a little bit of both. So love the look from Stem there on Jalen Williams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. J-Dub Jalen Williams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Appreciate you, Stem. Best of luck tonight.
You as well.
Absolutely. Did we get Cam connected? Cam, you up next, man. Talk to me. Yeah, nah, you good. What's going on?
Okay, word. Just trying to keep it going from yesterday. I definitely hear what Flo was saying about giving up the same play, but when I hit it, I so much adjust. But tonight, what I want to be honest, clear that off. I've been doing it before, and I didn't think I get a chance to do it this season again, but it's OG versus Dallas. I don't have my notes in front of me, but just go look what he does against them. It's just the best, for whatever reason, it's the team he plays the best against. So I took his points over 14 and a half. I took his point to 1 unit, and I took 20 points on plus 350. Get that at FanDuel, or you can get it at best feature spot. Then, like I said in the chat, I'm on chat. His points 17 and a half, and his 2 threes at minus 120. His 17 and a half, minus 10, 110. And the 2 threes is minus 120. He got almost there in the last one they played. It was a complete blowout, and now they played in 20 minutes. He had 16 points, 2 threes. As long as it's not a complete blowout, I think he will have no problem getting the Saturday dates for Portland and giving it out heck. So that's why I really like catch tonight. And I'm like everybody else, I'm on the Knicks minus 3 now. So that's how the Knicks don't let us all down.
Yeah, okay. Hey, best of luck tonight, Cam. You got some good looks for sure, bro. I did see the
check 3 is he shoots 41% in the month of January. So he did this 5 we're good.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Hopefully he shoot him. He should get plenty of opportunities tonight against that Portland defense. Especially pulling their center Reef out towards the rim, where underneath the rim, where he's a tad bit less comfortable. The OG look is a sharp one, I think. Of course, it's a different situation, but did they pass him up in the draft or something? Because I'm looking at his box scores as well: 26, 26, 27, 19, 23 against Dallas in his last five games.
I just don't think they have anybody who can really guard his skill set, and he's a great slasher, as we know, right? And he moves a lot, and there's just like nobody on that team that can stick with his athleticism. When he slashes, there's no big man that need him at the rim. It's just like a perfect game for him, and he's going to get the open threes, which he will against Dallas. He typically hits them. I don't know what it is. I don't think we passed what they passed with him, but and I like the fact that I asked Flo before, like, did they try and get him involved in the offense in the last game? Because I didn't watch. If they're actually trying to get him involved, then this is the perfect team to target him. Because yes, it's a different situation, and I'm always afraid of OG points. I really am. But this is one that I just every single time we play Dallas, I play it. Like I just can't ignore the numbers. That's why I was on it more. So it's like sometimes I ignore the situation and I think the team, this is the guy I want to take against. So yeah, man, I do think it's a lot of a slashing factor. One more thing to factor in is he doesn't have to guard this good tonight. Normally he does, and he still puts up those numbers.
That's a fact. That's big time. You're right, Ken. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, it's even more of a offensive type of explosion that he can have in this game. Flo, I want you got a question in the chat from Raptors fan. He says, Chris, can you ask Flo ask him how he feels about Quentin Grimes and his threes. We got any thoughts on threes for Quentin Grimes, Flo, or you like Dante DiVincenzo a little bit more?
I like Dante more. I do like Quentin Grimes threes. I was actually hoping if the game gets out of hand to take that live. He went to Houston and he hasn't played in Dallas a ton, but like go look at it. Like there's a game last year where the whole team was hurt and he was out there just chucking. I think he made like 7 threes. The problem is like last game, like we got his 3 threes at like 240 and 1.5 was like minus 130. Like now it's like minus 170. Like there's no use for that.
Right.
Something I've noticed too is like these bench guys, like the books will do weird things. Like on DraftKings, I noticed like there was a game I wanted to take Grimes threes but forgot to take it, and just because he didn't play the first, because he probably never plays the first, like his line dropped from like 130 to plus 100. So in my head, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm never gonna take this guy for. If I want to take it, because I can just grab it live, probably for like the same, if not better odds, because he didn't go play the first quarter,
That's a fact.
To answer the question, yes, I like Quentin Grimes threes for the 2.
Right, but maybe even live. Okay, that's a lot of deep.
I need to find somewhere where I can live. Just chuck all 4 quarter.
Right. No, I mean, I think that's spot on. Appreciate that thought process, Flo. Real sharp. New York Knicks better, man. Shout out to Flo, man. Appreciate the question from Raptors fan as well. Last person up. Let's go, Great White, real quick before we get out of here, and then we'll dip out. What's up, Great White? Talk to me. How you doing today?
What's going on, my brother?
How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Just trying to keep my free play streak going on right now. Hit my last 10 thanks to Jared Allen coming through in that game.
Oh Lord. Okay. What we got for the night then?
So I can't believe I'm gonna do this as a Heat fan. I really can't. But you know the numbers speak for themselves.
I'm taking the Knicks.
Take the Knicks tonight.
Okay. What you taking them on the spread?
So no. I'm jumping on the Julius Randle train tonight. So Knicks money line is pretty juiced up. I also found Julius Randle, his over 1.5 threes was pretty juiced, so I decided to pair them up together because I know Julius Randle, he's going to get plenty of three opportunities tonight, especially off of offensive rebounds, since the Knicks are going to have a huge advantage on the glass tonight. So Julius Randle, you know, he should have plenty of opportunities to hit at least 2 threes tonight. He's gone over this line in 4 of his last 5 games. So he's obviously in a rhythm right now from the 3-point line. So I don't expect him to shy away from the 3-point line tonight. I like what Dream said, that his shooting coach is going to be at the game. So that gave me a little bit more confidence in the play tonight. So when you pair Knicks money line with Randle over 1.5 threes, I got it at plus 168. I'm putting 1 unit on that. I'm not a big fan of the whole NBA slate tonight. So that's going to be the only play pretty much that I'm going to be on.
Okay. I couldn't talk you off, just kind of chilling, especially if it ain't something that you love. Best of luck tonight, Great White. I hope you cash and keep them free play streak going, man. Best of luck tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So I told you guys what I'm liking for tonight. Tasha says she likes the Knicks. She likes the Lakers tonight. Best of luck, Tasha. I'm not gonna be up to watch the whole game, and I can't take that heartbreak, financial heartbreak and emotional heartbreak. So off the Lakers, but I did play that team total over the 117.5. I think even if Phoenix wins the game, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. So I took the Lakers team total over 117.5, and I also played the Dallas Mavericks team total under 113.5 last night. You guys can get a much better number than I did. I think the number is up to 114.5 or 115.5. But I gave a detailed analysis on that game specifically. No play for me on the other games, even though I do real strong lean towards Boston first half. Team total to go over the 58.5. May go smaller on that. And like I said, I really wanted to get there with OKC and Portland to go over as well. But Portland offense is just, man, it's really bad. So I couldn't get there with that either. And the numbers moved, I think maybe 4 points. So I just chose to settle with Mavs team total under and Lakers team total over in my 2 plays for the day. Best of luck to you guys. I appreciate everybody for tapping in as always. All my speakers, all the listeners, everybody who hits the like button and contributes to the show in any type of way. I'll be back tomorrow for a big slate on Friday.